so I don't forget. So this is, welcome to the new coach call. So I just want you guys to know that this is a call that we're going to be hosting every 2 weeks. And the goal is that as you guys are bringing on new coaches and have new people that are coming on, this is going to be a resource for you to be able to use and send them to so that they can learn more about just the coaching, the basics of coaching. It's also a great one to come on to and re-listen to, especially because one of the first potential leadership opportunities that those of you can have as you're building your business is coming on and doing this call. So we have all the slides, we have everything. So just putting that in your mind for those of you who've already brought on some coaches. And it's also good for you to see how myself, Ariel, whoever else is going to be doing this, how we explain it. Because as you guys are bringing on coaches, you'll be having one-on-one calls with them. You'll want to feel comfortable in how you explain the basics. Because this is a call that can be done in a group format like this, or it can be done one-on-one. So this will be very similar to the call from 2 weeks ago. So if for whatever reason, if you're like, you know, some people, if you're like super tight on time and like you were on the call 2 weeks ago, know that this is going to be a similar call. So I understand if you don't want to re-listen to it. But for those of you who are here and this is the first time, welcome. And those who want to re-listen, welcome. Because again, I listen to things over and over again myself. So I just wanted to start with that first. Also, so my name is Dr. Stephanie Burgos, for those of you who don't know me, and I have been a coach since July of 2013. So I've been a coach for many, many, many years. And some of you have been with me almost since the beginning of that time. And I am the founder of Team Healthier You. And so it is, you know, my pleasure and my honor to be with you guys on this call. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. And so throughout the call, if you guys have any questions or anything, I am an open book. I'm happy to share with you anything. We can have a Q&A at the end. I'm happy to answer any, you know, any fears, any concerns, like I'm here for that, okay? And so just know that. So new coach call. And so welcome to Unlimited Possibility. And I wanted to start with this because it truly is unlimited possibility of what you can accomplish with this business as part of your life. You know, I tell people all the time, so I'm actually an ER doctor, so I'm a physician by trade. That's my, let me see, what does this say? One second, chat. Hey, I'm so, okay, awesome. But I am an ER doctor by trade. And I actually started Beachbody during the busiest time of my life. I was working like 80 hours a week as a medical resident up at Harvard in Boston. So I was super, super busy and I was just like, I need something else to do. And so really for me, it was just that I wanted an outlet, you know, in medicine. And I don't know if there's any other healthcare professionals on here, but you know, in medicine, we tend to react. Ooh, let's see. Mute.
I have a pee.
Hold on. So, who is it? I don't know who it is. Hold on. I thought I was. Okay, I think that should work. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So like I was saying, so I had started during the busiest time of my life, and I always had an idea that there was something that I was supposed to be doing something more. And I don't know if any of you can relate to that, where you have a goal, you reach it, and you're just like, man, I feel like there's something more I should be doing. I feel like, you know, I reached this goal and it's not exactly what I thought it was going to be. I feel like there's something calling me more in my life. And I found myself that I was looking for something more to do. And I knew that I wanted to be helping people. I knew that I wanted to motivate people, and this opportunity fell into my lap. And I actually started just as a discount coach for like the first 24 hours. And I was like, I got really excited about this business. And I was like, whoa, there's something here. And I always tell people, even when I mentor them now, when you're looking for your purpose, your passion, follow your excitement. Follow your curiosity. When you feel excited about something, that's literally your spirit telling you there's something here, right? You all have gotten excited about something. You guys have all had opportunities where you have felt excited. So whenever you're excited, that's literally, your higher self telling you, do this, pursue this, there's something here. And I remember that night, I remember it so clearly. I was sitting on my couch in my 900 square foot apartment, and I was like, man, I got so excited. And I just said, what if I can share my journey? And what if I could just help one person by sharing my journey? And I've kind of had this idea every single day when I'm showing up to social media that it's not about me, it's about inspiring one person out there to take care of themselves, to, get on track with their fitness, that not to let their excuses get the best of them, not to let time or being a busy person, get the best of them. And so that's always been my goal. So, and because of that, this business has absolutely blessed, my life, my husband's life, my family's life. We have, just so many opportunities of travel, so many friendships have come out of this, so much, other business opportunities. I've written 2 books because of, through the personal development, I've spoken on international stages. And so again, you just never know when something's going to be the stepping stone. And you never know when, you do not know what this opportunity can lead to. And so I want to really encourage you to dream big. And, talk to your coach if you're someone that struggles with dreaming big, because there are people who do struggle with that, if that's you. Okay, so welcome to possibility. So the first thing I want to share is to weigh, I always like to say this in the beginning, to weigh your ego with your bank account. I say this again because, look, I don't know what your background is. I came into this business with a background in medicine, so a lot of higher education, and yet I knew that I needed to be a student. I knew that this was an industry that I knew nothing about. I was someone that I never used to post on social media. I never, I didn't know anything about business. I didn't know anything about leading a team. I didn't know anything about doing calls like this. I knew nothing about branding, nothing about how to edit my photos, nothing. And I knew that I needed to come in as a hungry student. And I say that because a lot of times don't have that mindset of I know it all. The know-it-all mindset will hurt you as an entrepreneur, especially, because it's all about collaboration. It's all about always, asking, how can I improve? So I want to encourage you to be a hungry student in this and realize that there's just so much potential. There's so much to learn. And yes, at times it may seem like there's a lot and it can be challenging, but I always tell myself, wow, if I stick with this for a year, or a year from now, how am I going to grow in this next year? What am I going to learn? How am I going to be different? And so I've always had that type of mindset. And I also like to say that overwhelm can happen. And one thing that I learned recently as a way to reframe, I'm always looking at ways that I can reframe my thinking. Overwhelm is just overstimulation sometimes. Sometimes we're just being stimulated in too many different ways. And sometimes when there's a lot coming at us at once, it doesn't mean you just give up. It just means that maybe you need to just take a step back for a couple minutes, couple hours, maybe a day, and just really take a deep breath and realize that you can, learn everything that you need to learn in this business, but it's going to take time. For some people, they can learn a lot in 3 months. Sometimes it takes them 6 months. Sometimes it takes them a year to learn some of the basics. And then even now, almost 7 years later, I'm always learning. I'm always growing. I'm always reevaluating. So if you're coming into this with the idea that I need to learn everything before I get started, that's not the right mindset. Or if you say, okay, I need to make sure everything looks pretty, or I need to make sure that I fully understand the compensation plan, or I fully understand what exactly I'm doing, understand that this is a type of business where you're going to learn as you do the activities. And so just, realizing that, and I just like to put that idea that overwhelm can happen so that when it does happen, you remember, Stephanie, you remember me telling you, yes, this can happen. Let me take a deep breath. Let me take a step back. Let me reach out to my coach. But it does not mean to quit. It does not mean to give up. And this also, I also want to add in here, just the importance of community, guys, the importance of leaning on each other, the importance of staying around like-minded individuals. If you're someone that wants to do everything on your own, I really want to encourage you to step outside of your comfort zone and really work together with your team, with your coach, with the pods that they have, in store, in place for you, and not to be someone who doesn't want to participate, because you're going to get out of this what you put in. And you never know that within this group, if your next best friend, if your next amazing close friend is in this group, you just never know. But if you don't participate and you don't, become a part of the community, then you're never going to know. I will also say that one of the main reasons why I feel like I've had a lot of success in my life is because of the community. And it's because I've always put myself in circles where I wasn't the smartest one, right? I always put myself in circles where other people were doing more than me, where they were achieving more than me. And sometimes that can be uncomfortable, right? It can be uncomfortable to be around a lot of people that are doing amazing things or really crushing their goals, and you're not achieving that. And sometimes it can be because maybe you're not putting in the effort, you're not putting in the work, and that can be uncomfortable. And a lot of times what I see is that some people will either retreat and they'll they'll get out of the group because they don't like that discomfort. But I want to encourage you to lean into that, because that's literally your spirit telling you you can do more. You should be doing more. It's pushing you to do more. And I promise you, if you stay in that circle and you feel that heat and you allow it to inspire you and not deter you, and you allow it to push you, you're going to be more successful in the long run. So I just like to start with the mission statement of our team is to be authentic and live life on purpose, to help ourselves and others create a healthy foundation so that no matter what obstacles come in life, we stay true to the activities that keep our mind, body, and soul healthy. This is, I wrote this several years ago and it still reigns true, really helping you create that healthy foundation for your life, because guess what? Obstacles are going to happen, stressors are going to happen, things are going to happen that are unexpected, and you shouldn't put yourself last. You shouldn't let yourself go by the wayside. You shouldn't stop your healthy habits because of your external circumstances. And so this is one of the main reasons why this statement is here. So what do we do exactly as a coach? So our goal is to help others achieve their health and fitness goals by sharing our journey authentically and consistently. And authentically, guys, which means that I'm not trying to have you be like me. I'm not trying to have you be like Chelsea, Ariel, Carla, whoever it is, your upline coach. You are here to be you, because you are more than enough, and you have you have specific gifts and you have a purpose. And so we want you to be you. You can do, and we do this by connecting one of our products with a client and their goals. We offer support in our private online accountability groups, which we call challenge groups, or now BOD groups for those who are using BOD groups. And just understanding that it's not about us. It's not about us, but about the other person and their goals, right? At the end of the day, our job is simply to show up as ourselves and present the information of what we have to offer. And it's up to them to say yes. And if there's one piece of advice I can give you as a new coach that's getting started, is to really not take things personally. And I know that's hard, but to really, especially in this type of business, not to take things personally. At the end of the day, the outcome, the sale, them signing up has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with whether or not you know how to present it. It's whether or not they see the value and whether or not they are ready today to do this, okay? We offer support and accountability, and we help others build businesses doing what we do. So I want to ask you, what's your why? This is really important. And even on some of this is something I'm always going back to. Why is it that you wanted to become a coach? Why is it that you want to help people in this way? And this is important that you tap into this, because this is going to come into play, especially on the days when you don't want to show up, when you don't want to do your business. For me, my why is the young woman out there who wants to feel so depressed and so anxious and they want to commit suicide. It's that in depth for me, because I've come across that in my work. I've come across wanting to do more, but my why is to really wake people up to who they really are. And so for me, I use Beachbody and are the tools that we have as a way to help people do that. For you, it may be that you want to have more time with your family, so you want to create financial flexibility. That was also for me as well. I wanted to pay off my student loans. This business, with the help of this business, within 15 months, I was able to pay off over $300,000 in student loans because of this business and the help of this business. So again, the potential is huge. Maybe you want more time flexibility. Maybe you want to be traveling more. Maybe you want to feel more secure as you get older and you want to start building an investment, an investment egg, nest egg that you're building. I don't know what that is, but you know what that why is. And so I want to encourage you to really think about why you want to have success. Maybe you want to feel like you have accomplished something. Maybe you want to feel proud. Maybe you want to feel healthy. Maybe you want to be an example to your family and to your friends. Again, these are all different reasons, but you know why. And then really, what is your vision? And again, this is where I'm asking you to really think big and dream big, and to really, don't let, whatever your past is hold you back. Really think about, what is it that you want to work towards? Do you want to buy your own home if you don't have one already? Do you want to be, location independent, meaning you want to be traveling all over and not have to be in one place because you have to go to a 9-to-5? Do you want to work part-time because you still love your job, which is what I do? I work part-time. Do you want to work part-time and it's not, because you want that flexibility? Do you want to be able to, pay off debt? Do you want to be able to travel internationally? Whatever it is, but having a vision is so important. And, holding yourself accountable, earning 6 or 7 figures, and really, do you want to quit your job? And so I really want to encourage you not only to think about your vision for your personal goals, but also to think about your vision for your business, right? Because it's like, and it's funny, I feel like some people have trouble forming goals and making goals. And I think it's because there's a fear that we're not going to be able to live up to those goals, and where there's a fear that we're going to fail. There's a fear of saying it out loud and feeling like we're going to disappoint people. There's a fear of, we don't want the pressure of someone holding us accountable. But goals are super important. And, it's like you would never get in a car, right, and not have an address that you're going to, right? You would just sit in your car, because if you don't know where you're going. So it's the same thing with having a vision and having goals. And so I just want to share with you guys some of the, because I think some people forget that there's truly tremendous income potential within this business. And so I want to share some of the April incomes from some of the leaders in our team, just again, to put vision of what's possible for you in a month with this business. And this is just, a potential that you can go beyond this. And I know people who have gone beyond this. So we've had, people who made 470 last month, 1,700, 3,800, 3,000, 4,000, and $10,000 in 1 month of this business. Okay. For some of you, that may be more than what you make now. For some of you, that may be half of what you make now. But again, I put this here because I realized that people were not truly understanding the financial possibility. And I know people who are making way more than this per month, 15,000, 17,000 a week in this business. So again, the potential is big. And so I want to ask you, if you could put in hard work and effort for several years and be able to make 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month, 30,000 a month, would it be worth the effort, right? Would it be worth it to put in the effort now and build a strong foundation? And so, I want to first start with making sure that you understand that you have a ton of resources available to you, which is amazing. I'm so happy that we have all these things for you. And I want to make sure that you are fully aware. We have team training in our Facebook page under the units. We have weekly team calls. Usually they're on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This week is Mother's Day, so we're going to have it on Monday. But again, every week we have team training calls. We have virtual power hours during the week. These are all available resources for you. You have your success pods, which are your messenger pods, your text pods. You also have Beachbody FAQ page. There's another resource over on Facebook called the Beachbody Champions page, which is a great resource. If you're not a part of that group, make sure you're a part of that group. They do tons of great training there all the time throughout the week, run by corporate. It's really awesome. And so that's a great resource. And then obviously Google and YouTube. This past weekend, I was listening to a conference, and the leader of the conference just kept saying, she was like, you can learn everything and anything on YouTube. You can, like, I see what's her name. Someone's nodding here, but you can learn everything and anything on, it's true. You just have to have the patience and go search it out and go look for it, but you can learn everything. So again, it's learning to be resourceful and really taking that self-initiative of learning what you need to learn, the skill sets that you need to learn in order to build this business, because it is a skill set, guys. And just know that the only difference between me and you is I just have time. I have time, many years of doing this business, many years of getting no's, many years of trying to figure out what my brand is, like many years. And that's the only difference. I'm no better, no different than you. Goals of a new coach. So stay committed to one of our programs, help 3 people enroll, and hit Success Club, which we'll talk about. Share authentically, consistently, grow your social media, and reach Emerald rank as quickly as you can. And I'll explain why. Also, make sure that you log on to your online office and you download the business activity tracker. This will help you stay on track. This will help you stay focused on your power hours, or at least give you a list of what you should be doing every single day. This is in the training that you can find within the Coach Online office. All right, so let's talk about our job, which is our 4 vital behaviors. And I always tell people, if you can literally habitualize, make these habits make these behaviors your habits, like your life is going to change. I feel really strongly about that. Like if you give us 1 year, 2 years, your life is going to change dramatically. And just ask your leaders, ask the people who have brought you in. It absolutely changes your life in so many different ways, in more ways than you can even think. And so number 1 is to fill your cup first, right? Which is committing to a program. And so making sure that you commit to a program, utilize our resources. We have fantastic workout programs. We have over 40 different workout programs. And some of us, there's one that we may like and we do it over and over again. Some of us, we do the one that's the latest one because we want to keep challenging our body. But again, there's just so many different resources out there. So make sure that you are committing to a program, using our products, using Shakeology or the Performance Line or the Beach Bars or our detoxes or our boosts. Like we have so many different resources out there and so many different tools. I always tell people it's adding tools to their wellness toolbox. That's how I kind of describe it. Even when I'm talking to like runners or I'm talking to other people who go to other gyms, I'm like, or have a trainer, I'm like, okay, well, let's add an additional tool. And that's how I really look at what we have to offer with Beachbody On Demand and all of our products. Number 2 is quiet that mean girl within your head. All of us have a mean girl, right? How many of you have a mean girl? All of us have a mean girl. She's the one who tells you, you know what she tells you. You know what she tells you. And we do that by doing personal development. And I put this as number 2. I should probably put this as number 1. But I put this as number 2 because to me, this is the gold of our business. This in itself, if you commit, even if you, for whatever reason, you decide this is not for you, promise me that you will at the very least continue this. That you will at the very least have a growth mindset and not a fixed mindset, that you will always be challenging yourself to improve in your communication skills, in the way that you think, in the way that you view yourself, really working on that. And so personal development is so important because at the end of the day, the only limiting factor in your success is you. It's your mindset. It's what you believe and what you think you're capable of, period. It's not what your brother thinks, what your mother thinks, what your sister thinks of what you can do, because remember, they have their own life. They have their own filters of their own experiences, right? They have their own fears. They have their own crap that they're dealing with, right? So has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with you. And so we do personal development every single day, whether it's in the format of books. I'm always reading 2 or 3 books at once because that's just how I am. Whether it's through, whether I'm listening to a book, reading a physical book. There's also podcasts out there for those who don't want to necessarily spend the money on a book right now, but there's podcasts. Those of you who are Kindle, I know like local libraries, you can like join your local library, which I learned about this recently. You can join your local library and get like get the ebooks for free. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And so there's tons of ways for you to be doing personal development. I love You Are a Badass for a new coach because it's all about confidence. It's all about believing in yourself. The Energy Bus is awesome, guys, especially those of us that have what we call energy vampires around us, those of us who have negative people around us. The Energy Bus is fantastic for this. It's a great book to listen to. It's in a story format, so it's really fun to read and listen. The Compound Effect is awesome. Slight Edge. those are great business books about really, how success happens with small action steps that compound over time. Like that's the whole premise of these books. And then How to Rock Your Network Marketing Business. And there's some more in the units. If you look in unit 1, I have a list of some other books that you can read, or you can reach out to your coach or reach out to me. And depending on what you're looking to work on, I'm sure I can give you a recommendation because I have tons of books all around. I've been reading tons of books for a long time. Another way that we do personal development, I will say, is also by going to live events. So looking in your area, I like Danny Johnson, Tony Robbins. And so these are all investments in our business, but also when you go to a live event, it's also an investment in your life, really, because you're just going to learn so many skills that you're going to see are going to help you in so many different ways. We also share with others, so sharing your journey daily, and then spreading the love. You want to invite more than 3 people a month to join in with you on this journey into this business and into this community, guys. I don't know if you can feel my energy, but it's so important that people are around, high vibrational, positive, optimistic people, supportive people who really want to see them do well. And sometimes I just encourage people just to come into our community and listen to our calls. Even if you don't want to do the business, I'm just just come in and soak in the energy, because I know that if you come in and soak in the energy, there's going to be small changes in your life. So inviting 3 people a month, and then also celebrating other coaches and customers very consistently, these are all part of our behaviors every day. All right, so our daily responsibilities. So like I said, showing up to your workouts, listening to personal development, hopping on the power hour calls, like I said, when you're able. Again, these are resources. I don't want you to look at that calendar and be like, oh my God, there's so many calls on there. I can't make all of them, so I can't do this. No, there are resources on there. If you can only make one in the week, fantastic. That's the goal, and if you can make all of them, fantastic, because maybe you're home and you're not doing much and you're just I'm just home, I might as well do something productive. But again, these are resources for you. In terms of what else you can do on social media, sharing recipes, sharing what you're doing through the day. All of you should be recording. It should be on your Instagram story if you have not already, showing that you're on a business call this evening, spending time learning more on how to grow your business. And again, taking on that CEO mindset and really sharing that you are opening and building and growing a business. Ask your audience questions, and then connect with the team. And most importantly for me, and I think, is have fun. All right, so Success Club. So what is Success Club? So Success Club is our objective measure, right? We're a business. We need an objective measure to say, okay, are we growing? Are we doing well? And so, for me, I think in all my years, it was so sad. Last year, I missed Success Club 1 month by 1 point. And I was in all my years. And I actually used it as a great learning lesson for my leaders, because I was like, look, I did my best. I tried really hard. I did not. And again, I didn't let that stop me, right? I was just all right, new month. And I knew that the seeds that I had been planting, that all those no's that I had gotten, I knew that they would eventually harvest, as we like to say. So Success Club is our objective measure, and our goal is Success Club 5. If you're looking to rock this business, you want to go for Success Club 10 or more. And in Success Club, you have to have at least one product on what we call Home Direct, which is HD on the slide, and it has to be 90 PV, which you can fulfill with either Shakeology or the Performance line. And then the way it works is that you get 2 points for any challenge pack sold to a new client, and 2 points for any new client on Shakeology or the Performance line HD. So that's important, because if someone signs up for Shakeology and they don't put the HD order, you do not get the points. So it needs to be on auto shipment in order for you to qualify for the points. And then you also get 1 point if you sell any of our consumables, like the Beach Bars, the Boost. If you sell any of those in one shopping cart that equal to 90 PV. So let's say there's a couple, because every product that we have has volume. I'm not going to go into volume in this call. That's a little bit higher advanced, but just know that every product we have has a volume number associated with it. And so if you have a client that buys 90 PV worth of products in one shopping cart, that will give, and they're all Home Direct, that will give you 1 point. So the goal is what I do is I always just sell a challenge pack. I keep it simple. I'm like, this is the best value anyway. And so I sell, so the goal is to sell 3 challenge packs if you're going for Success Club 5, because that'll give you 6 points. or at least five challenge packs if you're going for Success Club 10, and keep, and beyond. The benefits of Success Club, again, like I said, it's a great objective measure that lets you know that you're growing every single month. You earn monthly prizes by corporate and potential trips. You're eligible for our Success Club trip, which we have every single year. It's really awesome. It's a trip where basically as you're earning your Success Club points, your points equate to a certain amount of money, and it's almost like Monopoly money because it's not like real money. But the idea is that if you hit Success Club every single month for that year and you signed up for the trip, your room will be paid for, and it's usually at an all expense resort in either Dominican Republic or Mexico, and it's a fun time for the team, and you get to meet all of us, and we just have a lot of fun. So that's the potential. You also are eligible for Success Club leads, which is basically where Beachbody is giving you free customers and commissions to you by Beachbody, because a lot of people know the brand. Our business, for example, our business since the pandemic has gone up 300%, if not more. And so people are looking for us, and most of those interest did not come through coaches, which I found really interesting. It came a lot through just people researching virtual gym or online workouts, and they came across Beachbody. So again, every single time someone comes through the Beachbody route without coming through a coach, Beachbody will take that customer and assign a coach. Okay. So then it's when you hit Success Club, you qualify for those leads. And then as they purchase, you'll get commission on whatever they purchase moving forward. So that's a benefit. And then, like I said here, coaches who make Success Club every month in a period of 12 months make 23 times more than coaches who do not. And then also hitting Success Starters. Success Starters is when you earn Success Club 5 or 10 in 3 months of your first 6 months. Okay, so it doesn't mean you have to hit it in all 6 months, which hopefully you will hit it in all 6 months. But if you want to go for Success Starters, you just have to hit it within 3 of the months of your first 6 months. And it's really awesome because it gives you a free ticket to Summit, which is our national convention, which is usually held in the summer. We're not having it this summer, but next summer we will have it. And we're very excited. And so just something for you to think about and work towards. And then the first major promotion that we have is what we call Emerald Rank, or becoming an Emerald Coach. And that is really when you're really opening up your business. Because before this, you're almost like an affiliate. What I mean by that is, in order for you to make any money, you're really just selling packages, or you're selling some of our products, and you get 25% commission on everything that you sell. But you really open up your business and the potential for your income when you get to Emerald Rank. And that's when you sign up 2 coaches under you. One will go on your left side, one will go on your right side. Again, we won't go too deep into that, but just know that there's 2 sides in our business. And so you need to sign up a coach personally sponsored by you. And one of them can be and should be either a spouse or a family member. And I'll tell you why on the next slide. But that's usually how it works. Is like, for me, I signed up my mom and I signed up my husband when I got started, back in 2013. So they're at the top of my organization. So they're benefiting from all of that growth beneath them. And so if you're coming in and you're like, yes, I'm going to do this, you want to have your spouse and maybe a parent at the top of your organization, because they're going to benefit from that growth financially in the future. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So it opens you up to free leads also as an Emerald Coach. And then opens you up to what we call team cycle bonuses, which that is the residual income aspect of our business, which is why a lot of people come into this, to be able to build a team, to be able to build a network, and to be able to have residual income coming in every month, regardless of what you yourself are directly, selling to someone that month. And this is where like the potential goes through the roof. This is how people are having, $30,000 months. It's not because they're selling $30,000 worth of challenge packs. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's because they're building a team, they're stepping up as a leader, they are, mentoring people, and they have other leaders under them, and everyone is really working together to help as many people that they can, to help as many people get healthy, to help as many people come into the community, to be supported, to get results, and really have fun. And so that's one of the benefits. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about spouse and why spouses are important. So your spouse or your parent should be your first coach, if not the 2 spots at your top. And you're going to get $40 to $50 return right up front, because when they, when they purchase it, you're going to get 25% commission, which depending on which package you start them with will be $40 to $50. You also get extra bonuses off you and your spouse in the long run. Again, this is a strategic, move that you're doing from the beginning. And this is really important because this is setting up a solid foundation and, again, opening up your business. Also, when you become Emerald, this is when you can really start, the team volume that is underneath you will start storing in a bank, for lack of better terms. Until you are Emerald, if there are people under you that are selling and buying, and if there's a team under you that's working the business, and you're not Emerald yet, then you're not getting that volume stored. So you're losing out potential on that volume being stored, which will help you later on in cycling and getting that residual income. So going back to this, also, when you have a spouse account or a parent account, it allows you to place extra orders under you, and then you're halfway to opening up your business. Or maybe you are an Emerald because you sign up your mom and you tell them, Mom, I need you to do this with me. Try Shakeology, do Shakeology. Or you have your spouse and you're like, I need you to do this with me. But I'm showing you this because this is just from my husband's checking this past week. And again, this is simply from him just being at the top of my organization, right? It's just, it's not from him. He's not actively building. He's not actively, but, just from, over the past several years, his organization has brought in, a little over $80,000, right? So again, just from him being at the top, even if he's not working the business, bringing on active customers. And so I just wanted to show you this because this is why it's important that you have them at the top and you put them in there right away to secure their spot. So just know that. Also, your first supporters, right? So who are you going to go reach out to? So one thing to keep in mind, and one thing that we tell people, is that sometimes we have people who come in who want to work the business, and sometimes we have people who come in and they just want the discount. They love our products. They want to support you. They don't want to pay full price. So we call them VIP customers, VIP access. They're going to get 25% commission, 25% discount on any products that they buy in the future. So really asking yourself, do you know anyone who would love these workouts, the group or the business opportunity, and to help them get started as a VIP member. And that would be signing them up as what we call a VIP member or a discount coach. Also, all of you who are a new coach and you just signed up, within your first 30 days, Beachbody gives you 3 coupons that are in your welcome email for $10 off that you can use for your friends and family and for new customers, okay? So make sure that you use that. Go look in there if you're a brand new coach, because there's a deadline, and so you wanna make sure that you use that and use it as an incentive to help people get started with you and whatnot. So when you have people come on as a VIP member, you're gonna make $40 to $50 back per person, which again, it's all about getting that return of investment, right? Also, the first bonus is after 2 signups, you'll be eligible for Emerald rank. And then the second bonus is if you sign up 5 people, you will get a $100 bonus as well from Beachbody. So again, a couple cool little incentives that absolutely add up. So who could you invite right now? So again, if you can think of 2 people, to have 2 people tonight or this week who can be VIP members, and that will make you $100 next week and unlocks your business. So it can be your spouse or your parent. And the goal also is that you want it to be at least one of those to be an account that you can access and you can control. And then if you want real income, if you're looking to really build this business, guys, this is really important. And so making sure that you're doing at least, and you're bringing on at least 3 customers a month, if not more, is really important. And then also, if you get people started off this month, in your first month, you'll be on your way to success starters. And also recently, Beachbody has been allowing success starters to be a part of test groups for new programs. So that's been really cool because they never used to do that. And so they're always having fun incentives to get us more excited. So again, thinking about your first invites, who would benefit from this? Who would be fun to work with? Who wants to support you? Who would you want to run a group with? Who would love this? And the key thing is not to assume and just invite. Having assumptions is not what you want right now, because again, you just do not know who will benefit from this and who can build this or who may want your help. And a lot of people don't like asking for help. So again, just invite, put out the invite, The worst they're going to say is no. And that is a seed planted. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. So when it comes to growing your social media, so you really want to be sharing your story authentically and consistently. So your social media is your storefront. Your brand is something that you will develop over time. And I tell you that because I don't want you guys all stressed out. Like, I don't know what my brand is. I can't post. Like my feed looks horrible. Again, as you grow, your brand will grow. But the key is to aim to at least post once a day on your feed. And this can be your Instagram and your personal Facebook page. I do recommend building on both your Instagram and your Facebook personal page. I do not recommend having separate accounts, for your business. That's a common question. I do not recommend that. I just recommend just using what you have now, because again, you're gonna want that, what we call that warm market. You want people who know you and trust you to see what you're doing. You want to, right now in this time where stories are where it's at. I mean, we all watch stories. And so again, when you're in a business that is very heavy on social media, things are always changing. So, this is something that you're always, evaluating what's the latest thing. And right now, posting on stories at least 5 times a day in engaging ways is really important to building your business. And so you also want to share your own personal story at least 2 times a week on your page consistently, because guys, I want you guys to understand this. Whenever you post something on your social media, only like 2 to 3% of your friends actually see what you post. Okay? I want you guys to, you're hearing what I'm saying. That means that every single time you post, like 97% of the people on there are not seeing what you post. So what does that mean? That means you need to be repetitive. That means you need to be consistent with your message. That means that you may feel like you're singing the same song or you're like a broken record, but I'm telling you, you just have to trust me on this. I'm telling you, most people are not seeing your stuff. So we just have to be consistent, and we just have to, just always remember that. That's why I said you always want to be sharing your story at least 2 times a week. And then share stories and success from our team. Use my before and afters. Use before and afters from the team. Use our financial success stories. And if you're going to share financial success stories, just make sure that you use, there's a statement that we have to put always when we share a financial success story, just for legal reasons, because obviously we don't want people thinking that it's super easy to make money, because it's not. You have to work hard. You have to build your skill set. You have to be persistent and consistent. So just make sure if you're sharing our stories and your own financial stories, that you're always using that caveat. Also, in the beginning, when you're first getting started, share all the wins, guys. Like, let me tell you, there are people out there who cannot pay for gas, right? There are people out there who cannot pay for groceries. So if you're making, if you made $14, hey, that's 14. You can just say, I'm so excited. I'm using some of my paycheck for gas, right? Like, you can share small wins that are going to be so tangible and so relatable to where people are, right now in the world, in our country. So really think about that and make sure that you're sharing consistently, sharing success, always celebrating your wins is really important. This is where you have to be your biggest cheerleader. I think as a culture, we're not used to celebrating ourselves. I think we, for whatever reason, we do not celebrate ourselves, and we need to get better at that. And so just, being mindful about that. So how do I grow on my social media? So again, this is from Chelsea, watching we have several social media trainings in our units, showing up every day in your story. Like I said, so you can see, we keep reiterating consistency, showing up, posting real life on your page, right? This is not that you need to post, so perfectly. Again, if you're a busy mom, I want to see your busy mom life. If you're a new mom, I want to see the hecticness of being a new mom, because guess what? Other people are going to want to see, other moms are going to want to see that. So whoever you are, however your life is, just share that and realize that there are people out there who are like you and who would benefit from following you on your journey. Adding value, entertainment. Are you entertaining, inspiring? If you follow me, you see that I use a lot of quotes. I like quotes. I've always liked quotes. I have books on quotes. I love quotes. And so I like to post quotes because they inspire me. I look for quotes that I would want to hear, that I am inspired by, and then I repost them on my page. So that's how, so that's my way of inspiring. Maybe you are really funny. Maybe you like to do memes. Maybe you have, your pets are really funny. Maybe your kids are really funny, but there's different ways you can inspire, entertain, give tips. Also, following other people who you'd like to work with. and we talk about this in the social media trainings, but just that's how you grow your social media, is by, you know, looking for other like-minded individuals by using hashtags. And we talk about that here too as well, using hashtag blocks on your posts. From now on, every single one of you should be using hashtags on your Instagram when you're posting. There should be no one posting any photos with no hashtags. And so I recommend putting them in your comments. That's what I do. That's what most people do. But you can do up to 30 hashtags in one block. And what I do is I have in my notepad on my phone, I have blocks of different hashtags. And so that's what I do. And I'm always copying and pasting from that. Also, come up with your target market. I'll talk about that a little bit later. And then apps. Apps are really important, guys. And so all of us, when we're taking photos, we're using apps to edit our photos. A lot of us use Lightroom. Lightroom is a really awesome app to have. It will allow you to edit, brighten, you know, really sharpen your images. And that's really important. We also use Unfold for stories, as well as Story Art is another good app for stories. That's one that I like to use. Also, WordSwag is a great app for quotes and creating quotes. They have different fonts on there that you can use. I use Canva, which I have written down there. I use Canva. A lot of us use Canva for quotes or making graphics. And then Moldiv is a really good collage app. If you're looking for like a collage app, that's a really good collage app. And then you can ask your sponsor coach as well what apps they use and what they recommend. Most of them use these, but in case there's a new one, there's always new ones coming up and coming that some of us are using. How do I get people interested? Posting a call to action, what we call a call to action. So that's where you literally have to tell people what you want them to do. You can't, you know, at the end of every post, or, you know, always asking people, hey, if you're interested, message me, you know, comment more info below. But giving that call to action, giving people a chance to show that they're interested. Showing your journey on Instagram stories. Guys, again, every day, you know, sharing your workouts, sharing if you're coming on our morning Zoom rooms, which, by the way, that's another resource you have. Every morning at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, we have a morning workout Zoom room. And it's great. We have like 16 people on there this morning. So let's try to get those numbers up. If it's, you know, if you're able, you know, some people it's a little early, some people it's not, it doesn't work for them, and that's fine. But just know that that's a resource for you. So sharing your journey on Instagram stories, sending thank you messages to people who are invested in your journey. So anyone who's watching your stories, watching, you know, liking, commenting, sending them thank you messages, you know, getting to know them, inquiring if they may be interested in wanting to join you. Again, it's about it's literally, this business is about literally building your list of people that you have already spoken to, in a way building your list of maybes and no's, because that's going to end up being your follow-up list, and the fortune is in the follow-up, is what they say in business. Reaching out to old friends in a genuine way with the intention that they may never purchase a program. So again, connecting with people. I can't tell you this, like when I first started, again, I never used to post on social media. And when I first started, I was already in residency. So I had people coming from grade school. I had people like from high school that I was connecting with, like just from me sharing, showing up. They were like, what is this that you're doing? It's so nice to see you posting. Tell me more. You're so busy. Like, I don't know how you're making time for this. Tell me more. So again, people will come out the woodworks. And so just know that. And then staying consistent with posting and showing up. Every time you stop posting, your coaching credibility hits the reset button. So again, focusing on focusing on building genuine relationships first, sending messages to those who are commenting or liking your stuff, sending messages to those watching stories, sending messages to people who answer your polls, quizzes, and question boxes. Also sending messages to someone who you think would be interested, who you genuinely care about. And again, you want to shoot for about 25 to 50 messages a week that you are sending. That's a week, guys. There are people who send that many a day, and it just depends on what your goals are. If you want to be aggressive with your goals, then you're going to push aggressively. So again, you get to work this business as much and as hard as you want, or as little as you want. Whew, this is for me and for you. So breathe. There's a lot to take in. There's a lot to learn, and it's all about taking it one step at a time. All right. So I just wanted to give you guys we have a couple more left, but these are just all like types of messages. So one is kind of like you can send a message that's saying, hey girl, how are you? And then comment a little bit on maybe on what's going on in their life. I see that you just bought a house. How awesome. I was wondering if you knew of anyone who's looking to lose a few pounds for the summer. I like to say increase their energy, because a lot of my market, they have no energy. And so I have a group starting, and I'm looking for one other person to add. Let me know if you're interested either way. Another one that I'll talk about, where is it? It's down here. This is really, so one that I use for like that a lot of us use, and I got this from Ariel, and I think a couple of us use it, but it's like someone who may like, comment, or watch your stories or like your posts, and you can change this to reflect which one it is. And it's like, hey, Stephanie, thanks for watching my story and following along on my journey. It's not easy to publicly share my life, and the support means so much to me. I don't know if you or someone you may know would be interested in getting started with our team or one of our fitness boot camps, so just wanted to ask. Either way, please let me know, and thank you so much for the support. So literally sending this to anyone who likes your story, who views your story, who likes your post, just sending it out there. They're either going to say yes or no, or I'll send your information along to other people. All right. So inviting can be scary. I know it can be scary, but guess what? Life happens outside of your comfort zone. And so we're here to push you. And I promise you that the inviting gets easy once, in a way it gets easy. And what I mean by easy is that you don't take things so personally, is what I mean by getting easy. And so, but you must trust the process. Again, do not make assumptions of who needs help, and go for no, because every single no is a seed planted. You reap what you sow. The more people you talk to, the more people who know what you're doing and who will start watching you. Trust me, you don't want to be that person that you have like you finally figure out that someone bought a program under a different coach and they were friends with you and they didn't buy under you because they never knew that you even were a coach, right? And that happened to me. That happened to my cousin. She signed up before me. I didn't know that. I signed up with a whole other team, and I could have easily been under her team. But again, she never posted. I never knew. So again, it happens. It definitely happens. If they say no, that's okay. Follow up with them next month. Always keep following up with them. I followed up. I can't even tell you. We follow up the wazoo. People tell us all the time. They're like, wow, you really follow up. You're very consistent. Like, wow, thank you so much for always checking in with me. Again, follow up, because you never know, again, when it's ready, when it's right for them. And if they say yes, continue with our scripts. And so I just want to touch upon a little bit on our scripts. A lot of us, most of us, we all use scripts. And so trust the scripts. Ask your coach about the scripts. They're in the units over on the Team HYP team page. And so again, I typically will ask people, what are their goals? What have they done to reach those goals? And these are some other questions you can ask, but usually I just stop at that. What are your goals? What have you done to reach those goals? Sometimes I like to ask their height and weight, because I like to mentally get a picture of what they look like and how tall they are. And sometimes I ask how much time can they commit to their health and fitness. That's a really interesting question, because people will be like, I got 2 hours. I'm like, wow, you got a lot of time. And so it's, you'd be surprised how much time people have. And then I'm like, well, great, because this workout's only 30 minutes. And so you're going to have it in, and you're going to be done in no time. And then sometimes I used to ask, do they have support at home? You don't have to ask that question, but pick 2 questions. Usually it's, what are your wellness goals or fitness goals, and what have you done? And then make sure that you're using, use emojis in your messages. You can use voice memos. People love receiving voice memos, also video memos. So utilizing those things for more personalization. And then you always want to end with a question. And then once they say yes, and they say, yes, I want more information, again, we have a script, and literally all of us, for the most part, a lot of us are we are recommending a challenge pack. And so that's going to be the same for regardless of who's signing up. And so you always want to start with a challenge pack, and you want to use the graphics that we have to explain the packages, and also, again, the script that we typically have, which just gives a breakdown of what we're offering. So again, it's very cookie cutter in a way once someone says yes. I've used scripts for over 3 years, and it's literally the same script that I use all the time, and it works. It really works, and I've been sharing it with, a lot of us, we all use scripts. And then another thing is, what if they immediately ask for the price? Do not just send them the price. You can say, hey, it depends on the program, which is true, and we have several. I would love to first get to know your goals so I can make a specific recommendation for you. Let me ask you a few questions. First, what are your goals? So you take the conversation back, right? You lead the conversation is really important. And then once they say, yes, I want this, I love this looks great, you would send them a share cart which again, we have a training for that. It's like a couple minutes long. And you can also send the BB links, but I do recommend using ShareCart. The reason why I recommend sending ShareCart is it will let you know if someone already has a Beachbody account. And that's really good to know, because if they do, they may have bought a product in the past and they forgot. You can have them switch over to you as their coach, and then it'll be for sure that sale will be placed under you. And then follow up. If they say not interested, you can say, okay, thank you so much for getting back to me and letting me know. Would you mind if I let you know about a group in the future? Ask for the follow-up. People always tell me, yes, you can follow up with me in the future. I will follow up with people 3 months from now, a year from now. Again, follow up, follow up, follow up. And then what not to do. Don't tell them the price up front. Don't cut the conversation short. Try to get to know them a little bit, but don't go crazy. There are some people out there who just want like free advice, and they just want to like tell you their life story. And those of you, you guys have, some of you who've been in this for a little bit, you've seen those types of clients. Again, what are your goals? What have you been doing to reach them? If they're like, oh, I'm getting ready, for a wedding, and you can say, oh, that's awesome. When is the date? Or if they're pregnant, when's the baby due, or whatever, it's kind of like just have small talk is what I kind of say. And then don't just send the link right away. If someone's like, yes, I want more information, and then you send them the link. Again, these are all things that people have done. So again, these are things not to do. And you want to really be thinking about forming them. So form is, asking about family, asking about occupation, recreation, and then you send your message. And then what if someone has a coach? So this is just, integrity, guys. So always ask if they are working with a coach. If they are still working with that coach, then, and that coach is still active, and you can ask them that. You can say, oh, does your coach run groups? Are they still active? And they're like, yeah. Then I would have them follow up with their coach, because you wouldn't want that done onto you, right? You wouldn't want someone to take your client. If they are not in communication with their coach at all and have tried and are looking for new support, then I would say at that point, it's okay for them to switch over to you, as long as they're a customer. And if they are a coach and they want to switch to you, they have to cancel their account and wait 6 months before they can switch over to you. So I've had that happen before. I've had people wait 6 months to join our team. So again, it's just a matter of if they really don't feel supported in their team and they want to switch teams. And then some last social media tips. Do not, be mindful, guys. Again, this is it's some of you will be great at this at the beginning. Some of you, this is going to be a skill that you're developing, but just be mindful of like blurry photos, really grainy photos. Again, realizing that now your phone and when you are in business for yourself, you have so much that can be what we call a business write-off. And so like my phone is a business write-off. So maybe if you have the resources and if you don't have an up-to-date phone, buying an up-to-date phone, it's really important to have a really good quality phone with a good quality camera. So do not post blurry photos, do not post dark photos, do not post stock photos of Beachbody, and do not be someone that's inconsistent with your posting, just be very consistent, and just try not to have a news feed that's just all Beachbody. Because again, you're not Beachbody, you are you, and people want to get to know you. So last things last is that I want you guys to think about what we call your avatar. And this is going to be your homework for tonight, and send it out to your coach. But the idea is your avatar is your ideal customer. And again, in reality, you're not going to be speaking to everyone. You really want to be thinking about one person. You really want to have one person in mind that you're thinking of. And a lot of times that person is the older version of you. That person is who you were a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe a couple months ago before you started on this journey. But it's really, there's one person in particular. And maybe it's your best friend, and actually give that person a name. And really think about like, what do they struggle with? What is it that they want? What is it that they tell themselves? Are they saying, oh my goodness, are they looking in the mirror and they're just saying, oh my gosh, I'm so fat? Or are they looking at like, all I can do is look at my thighs, and like they're looking at their mom pooch, or they're like, they're just, they're drowning in debt, or they feel like they're so burnt out, they're so stressed out, they have no time. What are they struggling with? What are their pain points? And what is it that they want? These are all things you want to write down in a little notepad, because these are all things you can speak to in your post when you're talking to them, right? And so again, taking 10 minutes tonight, write out what makes you you. Who are you? Are you a mom? Are you a teacher? Are you a wife? Are you someone who loves hiking? Are you a runner? Are you a Disney fan? Are you a healthcare professional? Are you someone who loves international travel? Are you a foodie? Do you love to watch, romantic comedies? Do you, I don't know. There's so much different, varieties of who we can be. So who are you? What have you overcome? What have you struggled with? Because what I love about this business, guys, is that this is truly a business where your struggles can really be a lighthouse for other people, right? It's all about being a lighthouse for other people. And where your struggles and everything that you've learned in your past can be wisdom that you use to help other people. And, I think it's just such a beautiful way that we can transform some of the things that have happened to us in the past into something that's positive and encouraging to other people. So at the end, our next steps: fill your bucket, commit to a program and the products. Number 2, help 3 people get started with the same package that you did and hit Emerald rank in the next 2 weeks and unlock your business, right? These are goals. If you're looking to build your business, if you're looking to create financial independence, financial flexibility, time freedom in your life, you have to take this business seriously. Treat it with respect, right? If you treat this business with respect, you're going to see that it is going to unlock so much potential for you and so many different possibilities. So anyway, guys, I believe in you and you have what it takes. And that is the end. And oh my goodness, there's so many of you now, 27. Thank you guys so much. Let me see what these call. If you guys have any questions, let's see. Personal development is key. Test group. My stepsister is a coach and I didn't know. Oh yeah, that's a great example. Yeah. What do you say if people ask about competitors and what's different about Beachbody versus others? Also, what does the 6-month waiting period entail for coaches who want to switch? Okay, so in terms of the 6-month waiting period, so if someone is a coach and they want to switch, they have to cancel their current account. And then usually I'll tell them so they can sign up again as a customer and they can still order Shakeology. It would just be at the customer price and they can sign up as a customer under you as the new customer, but they would have to wait. Or sometimes what I do is I ask them if they have a spouse that they can sign up as a coach under you that maybe was not signed up, and then they can get the discount. And then when they're ready to sign up, they would sign up under their spouse. So again, there's different ways around that, but they have to wait at least 6 months it's not my rules, it's the rules of Beachbody. And then in terms of competitors, are you referring to what type of competitors, Becca? I'm just curious. Where's Becca? Arbonne and Herbalife. Yeah. Okay, great. So what I would do is so number 1 is just really, at the end of the day, we're the only company that combines the total solution of fitness and nutrition and support, and like nutritional supplements and support. So that is our number, that is a huge, key factor about what makes us unique and different. And then usually when I tell, it's funny because I never get this question. I never ask, people never, that's another thing, guys. You will get, if you are worried about something or you have a limiting belief about something, like let's say you think our products are expensive, or like let's say you think that you're going to get no's, you're going to see that you're going to attract those questions and you're going to attract those objections. No, it's a great question for someone who does ask you. And I would just say, like, for me, I've never used Arbonne or Herbalife. And I would just simply tell them, I've never used the products. I'm not familiar with them. All I can really do is speak to my experience with our company. And I do know that our company combines not only supplements, but also a huge supportive community as well as fitness. And so we have the workouts also included. So that is one distinguishing factor, for us. And that's really what I would say. I wouldn't go into trying to compare our shakes with their shakes. Again, I've never, the huge things that set us apart is the workout aspect. Yeah. I've never used Arbonne or Herbalife. I will say I had a patient that came in from using an Arbonne product, but I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't tell them that they had liver damage. And I was like, ooh, you got to be mindful of what products you're using. So I just had someone ask if our products are gluten-free, but do you have anyone using the products that have gluten intolerance? Yes. A lot of people have gluten intolerance and they use our plant-based products. And so Blair on here has gluten intolerance. People already are saying they have a wheat allergy. So again, if they are not technically gluten-free, I have celiac and use it daily. So yeah, so see, tons of people. I'm also gluten intolerant, so I have no problem with our products. I have no problem. I use all of the vegan Shakeologies. My favorite is vegan tropical strawberry. That's the one that I drink. And I use our vegan plant-based proteins. I mean, our vegan plant-based Recover and Energize I have no problem with. Our snack bars, our beach bars, which are amazing. If you guys have not tried them, they're so good. Those are gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan. So everyone has different side effects with being gluten-free. It depends on the person, Rachel. Yep, everyone has different side effects. So I would say that you can just let them know that we have tons of people on our team who have gluten intolerance or who have an allergy to gluten and they haven't had any issues. You can also let people know about our 30-day money-back guarantee with our Shakeology, which I think is a really awesome guarantee. I really tell people that, but if in case I do get someone who's a little nervous about trying it and they're wondering how it's gonna affect their system, I will tell them that there's a bottom bag. You can literally drink the bag and you send it to them empty as long as it's within 30 days and they will give you your money back. No questions asked. So some people like, having that and knowing that that's an option for people. And yes, now that we have the Weekender kit that's coming out, so this month, guys, we have our new Energize flavor, which is coming out. Who's getting the new Energize flavor? Mixed berry. All of us are trying it. So it's going to be awesome. And so really excited about that. And so we have that Energize. So I promote a lot of the challenge packs with Energize and Recover over Shakeology now, but that's just me personally. I do both sometimes, but I just find that a lot of times people love our Energize. So it's a good one for people to get on. And again, the key is to really get customers and coaches to stay on the consumables is what we call them, right? They're the consumables. And so we want them because that every month is volume, every month is commission. That's what gives you a recurring paycheck. So that's what's, so I like using the Energize and Recover package. And then Shakeology, I always recommend vegan is what I usually recommend for all my customers, just because again, a lot of people have a lot of gut issues in our country. Some of them know it and some of them don't know it. So I just, knowing from there's a lot of people with gut issues. And then the Weekender kit is going to be great because in a way, it's going to have our beach bars, it's going to have our Energize, our Recover. So almost to me, it's like the ultimate sampler pack. And so it's going to be a really great option that we're going to have for people. Yep, Beachbody has a money bank guarantee. They also have, oh yes, thank you, Blair. They also do have Shakeology sampler packs as well. And so those are really awesome too. They have one for vegan and they have one for whey. I will say this, guys, do not give away products for free, okay? Don't be that coach. I just don't want I don't want you having to spend money and like giving away free packets. People can buy a sampler pack. It's like $20. If they can't, so just don't feel like you need to like give like free packets and free things to people. Because I've learned over time, people truly need to invest. There's an energetic component to when we're exchanging money. Money is just energy, but like they need that, that investment. And a lot of times when people get things for free, they really don't follow through. They really don't. And so that's just been our what we've seen. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. You're welcome. Any other questions that anyone has or anything? You can unmute yourself. Any questions around any objections or anything around like anything about our products? Like I said, if you're new to our products, I will say, Shakeology is one of those products that you have to figure out. Some people love it right away. Some people, they need to find their own recipe that they really enjoy. So just be mindful of that if you're trying it for the first time. And the only one I ever drink with water is vegan tropical strawberry. I never drink the other ones with water. I always use like a coconut almond milk or again, but these are good things for you to know if you're new or maybe for your customers so that you can let them know that they just have to find the flavor profile and the recipe that works best for them. Anything else you want to ask me? Anything else? Yeah. And just really encouraging you guys to, step outside of your comfort zone, really dream big, really just stay consistent and work with your coach, work with the pods that you're in. I really want to encourage you guys to stay very well connected with the team and, like I said, with your pods. And form friendships, form community, because what I've learned in doing this business for almost 7 years in July is that people stick around for community. They really do. It's, these products, people can buy these products or different types of products in many different ways. People stay around for you, and they stay around for how the community makes them feel, and they stay around for the friendships. And so know that when you're inviting people, you're not inviting them just to a product, you're inviting them into an amazing, supportive, and uplifting community. And so just know that and feel confident in that. Another thing I would encourage you guys to do is take time to get to know our products. So maybe taking time every single month, try a new product, try the Boost, the Digestive Boost, the Focus Energy, the Power Greens that we have, try the Beach Bars, try one of the detoxes. The Ultimate Reset, by the way, is a fantastic elimination cleanse that we have that a lot of people don't know about. And I always think that every person should do an elimination cleanse, hands down. I think it's so important. I say this as a provider. I tell this to my patients, especially people who have a lot of gut issues, who have a lot of skin conditions, who have a lot of problems with energy, really going through a full elimination cleanse, which the Ultimate Reset is, in a really safe way. And it's a quality product, amazing product that we have, that when I did it, it completely transformed my emotional response to food. It completely told me what inflamed. It helped me to understand what inflamed my body. And so it's a really awesome, I know Chelsea's going to be doing it soon. And I think a couple other people are going to be doing it. And so it's a 3-week program. And so it's a whole separate system. So just really becoming familiar, right? You are a CEO, you're in business now for yourself, becoming familiar with our product catalog and everything that we have to offer, and really looking at, when people are talking to you, looking at how you can, what tools we have and what products we have that can satisfy their needs. And so if you find someone that's talking about, just having problems with abdominal pain or whatever, and when they're talking to you, these are just other tools that you have. Are the performance supplements vegan? So the Recover is our vegan plant-based. We have it only in chocolate. That's the one that I drink. I really like it. It tastes like dark chocolate. The regular tastes like a milk chocolate, and then the plant-based one tastes like a dark chocolate. And it's like a good protein, guys. I'm just letting you know, it's a really good quality protein that you can just mix with water. And the Energize and the Hydrate, I'm not too sure if they're vegan. I don't think they're vegan. They're not designated vegan, but I do know vegans who drink them. So I do know people who drink them. So you can what I always do, if someone's like super particular, I always send them the ingredient profile so that they can look at it for themselves and they can make an educated decision. I know there is not an option marketed as plant, so I wasn't sure if it was already plant. I know there's not an option. Yeah, no, there's not. Yeah, just the Recover is plant-based. The Energize and the Hydrate we just have the one option for those. Oh yeah, my mom keeps her supplements in the refrigerator. I think she heard somewhere that it helps to keep their quality high. So you just don't want them in like a hot place, but the refrigerator is a really good place to put your supplements. Anything else? No? Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming on, and I hope that you guys have an amazing week. Bye.